money is blank, what would the answer be, and then why would it be that?
Money is an exposer.
An exposer.
My friends, money exposes. If you're a piece of shit when you're poor, you're really a piece of shit when you're rich. I love when people are like, Gary, money changed him. I'm like, no, it didn't. Yeah. I promise you, money is an exposer. Money exposes people.
Yep.
Real talk.
Yeah.
It fucking exposes people. It just accelerates your truth.
Yeah.
It just does. You're good people, you get paper, you're real good people, promise. Watch it, pay attention. It's never, ever been any other way. Money is an exposer. Perspective is what we think money does. When you decide to not look here and you look here and you see completely different shit, you can possibly act different.
Yeah.
That is what people think money does for them. Putting in the work, having the humility. It took me time to get to understanding candor was a flaw. I used to blame them. I was doing this, right? I'm really good at this for almost everything. But when I wasn't strong enough to fire you, because I liked you, because I mean, back to what I said earlier, you come into my company, we're fucking family. Like I think in sports terms, you're like on my team now, right? Like we're gonna kill everybody, and I start getting feelings. I I love my fucking teams. And so when someone sucked, instead of having the ability to say, hey, you're not good at this, and have the ability to build them up, I would just, because I didn't want it, and it would get worse and worse and worse. And then after 3 years of them sucking, and I would sloppily fire them out of, I mean, it was bad. In my 20s, it was out of control. At 28, I could like walk by somebody at the liquor store and be like, Johnny, you're the fucking best, see you on Monday, like on a Saturday night. And then Monday, be like, yo, can you come to my office real quick? Yo, by the way, you're fired. And Johnny's like, motherfucker, you said I was the best on Saturday. And I was like, fuck, I'm sorry. I'm like, here's more money, just get the fuck out of the company. You know, like it was sloppy. It was sloppy.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I blamed them. I'm like, Johnny, fuck you, Johnny. How didn't you fucking sucked. You knew you sucked. What the fuck, you know? And I wasn't there. And I think we do that on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to be way more accountable. Like the second you realize the world is how you see it, even in times like this, if you want to look outside right now, you can find unlimited positivity. And the second you realize that anything that is bothering you is on you. It's on you. Every single person here is more than capable of fixing it. Maybe not this minute, but if you believe otherwise, you've already lost. If you're not pumped with what you do you understand how much time we spend on working? Add sleeping and then figure out how much work is your life. It's the majority of your life. If you don't like it, you're making a mistake. And I understand. Fuck you, Gary, that's dream shit. I got a mortgage, I get it. But I don't understand why people don't fight for their happiness. Yeah. And let me go into detail. Let me go into detail. In my way of seeing the world, if you can't quit your thing to go try to do another thing, you start looking at everything that costs you money. If you're actually miserable, real talk, like if you don't wake up on Monday and you're like, yeah, right? Like people that live for Friday evening, that's not life. If you're one of those people, the first thing you look at is, do you own a home? If you own a home and you're not happy, like really not happy, but you can't afford to jump, I think it's a debate to say, let me sell this home, let me take out the equity, give me a year, I'll have the humility, right? I'll go back to an apartment, I'll go to a smaller home, I'll rent a smaller home, but we don't do it because we're worried about judgment. Most of you will not do the thing you should do to get to happiness because you don't want to be embarrassed. And that fucks me up. It's like sports. Most of you are living your life. Can you imagine if every athlete reacted to every time they were booed? When you're an athlete, you don't even hear the fucking crowd. When people try to tell me or judge me on what I'm doing, I'm like, motherfucker, you're in the crowd eating popcorn, I'm fucking playing. So if you need to fucking sell your home because you bought a home that was too big for your skis, and you, the realtors are motherfuckers, aren't they? And you have a home that has, I don't know, 4 rooms that you never fucking use, and it's fucking you up because that mortgage is fucking you up, and your lease is a fucking Tesla, and you go on 3 vacations for the fucking photos on the gram to show people you're winning on the outside, and you're actually losing on the inside. Swallow some fucking humility and fight for your happiness. I think so many people are keyboard activists, right? Everybody's good at sending a tweet about how the world should be, and nobody's doing anything about it, and that is just very much human nature.
I was just gonna ask if you think that's human nature, or if you think that we've gotten soft as a culture?
Yes. You know, I mean, of course we've gotten soft as a culture in the US because the US has had an incredible 200-year run, right? Like, this is just what happens. You know, so as a culture, you know, I can't speak for, you know, people that live in the Amazon River, and I can't speak for, you know, people that still live in Belarus, but the American culture is soft, and that's a great thing. That means there's been enormous amounts of prosperity, but let's not be naive. I mean, people literally complain when somebody gives them the wrong amount of like extra cream in a Starbucks $6 coffee. Like this, like we've gotten to a place where we complain, you know, out of all those lovely things you said, as I stood there getting ready to come, the part that, and I'm glad you pick up on this, and not a lot of people have said it before, so thank you. My lack of interest in complaining is so high. And when I watch what people complain about, it breaks my heart because they completely lack perspective. And I genuinely believe my happiness and optimism comes from my perspective. Even in political unrest times like right now, a lot of people are very bent out of shape, but the reality is that it's just never been better to be a human being. That's just the truth, that's just data, that's reality. And yeah, I mean, it's just a very fun time to be alive. So much going on. The internet is starting to hit maturity. Look what we're doing right now. This right now, right, would have cost millions of dollars in production and distribution to have the amount of people who watch this just 15 years ago. like, you know, I just think it's very interesting times. And I was saying something to a friend the other day. I was like, could you imagine if you told a parent 15 years ago, hey parent, what you're gonna wanna do in 15 years, instead of buying a kid, your 16-year-old, a car, you're gonna convince your 16-year-old daughter to go into a stranger's car every single day. You're gonna pay for your 16-year-old daughter to go into a stranger's car every single day, and you will think that's normal and actually safer than buying that kid a car. That's literally what we're living in now. High net worth individuals in America are preferring to give their kids unlimited Uber to buying a car because they don't want them drinking and driving, they don't trust their driving, and literally they think it's safer for their 16, 17-year-old to go into a stranger's car than to drive themselves. That's sacrilege 15 years ago. Online dating 20 years ago. The weirdest, nerdiest, you're thinking 300-pound white dude in the basement of a kid's car, now it's just completely standard. I mean, if you add in sliding into people's DM on Instagram, it's like 89% of relationships, right? So, you know, I think that we are, I think we're going through a huge transition because all of us, even thought leaders, are grossly underestimating the internet itself, and we're hitting scale, right? We now all are on at all times, and this is now the beginning. I was joking while I was working out this morning to D-Rock. I'm like, D-Rock, you're gonna get replaced by like a Pokemon ball. Like, I'm gonna throw it up. Like, people in 20 years are literally gonna throw something up, it's just gonna hover 360 and film everything they're doing. I mean, like, it's just an incredible time. And I think the way people look at the world right now, because it's such an incredible time, is actually the quickest tell to who they are. If you think it sucks or it's bad, you have losing, pessimistic DNA. And if you think it's awesome and phenomenal, you have optimistic, winning DNA. And I believe that to be true. And so my question is, you can sit here and continue to blame the president,
right,
your mom, or you can decide, I'm a grown-ass man, I'm a grown-ass girl, and instead of doing all these proxies to make makeup on my problem, let me go do work. Yeah. Let me do work. Because it's super easy to blame. It's easy. You just do it. But people are not putting in the work. And what, again, so to me, money, it's that people swear that that's just shit that's gonna fix it. If you got fucked up shit, that shit is not fixing it. It's gonna make you spend that shit on more fucked up shit, and you're going down fucking town.
I love it. I love it.
Charlie Brown, motherfucker. Like, you know?